Alrighty, ladies and gents. So what happens if Devon Larratt and Ermes Gasparini face now? That's a question that I think is going to be the root of a lot of conversation over the next couple of weeks. We all know that Ermes Gasparini has been very vocal about his declarations that he is superior to that of Devon Larratt. And Devon Larratt has equally been as vocal, saying, what do you want about? There are ladders, there are rungs, there are all sorts of things between you and I, Ermes. And we've seen this evolve over the last few King of the Table events when these two gentlemen have been in the same room. They've called it out. And Ermes quite adamant that he's got him. But the results of today's match with Dave Chaffee and Alex Gadecki have certainly upset the apple cart in that respect. And Ermes probably taking a bit of a hit in terms of his confidence, in terms of his, I guess, support from the masses. And why is that the case? It's because Alex Gadecki defeated very significantly Ermes Gasparini only a couple of months ago. Today, of course, Dave Chaffee very much significantly defeated Alex Gadecki. And we do know that Devon Larratt defeated Dave Chaffee last time they faced, which is, 3 years ago now in the WAL. But styles do make matches, ladies and gentlemen, and there was momentum building. There was a lot of momentum building behind Ermes Gasparini, but that has somewhat been put to a halt today. Like I said, Dave Chaffee, what he did really has upset the apple cart. Now, when we talk about the world ranks, we know that that's there, but a lot of people just want to know what happens between Devon and Ermes should they meet. Right now, it's interesting, especially Big Devon. Big Devon is a very different beast. I think Devon Larratt wins. I think Devon Larratt wins fairly decisively. I think that Devon Larratt's too tall, too long, and too strong in the critical areas. I think Ermes Gasparini is ultimately limited at the moment in where he can go. He really only has the one weapon, the mega finger pressure and the back pressure, like we saw with his victory over Wagner Bortolato. But would that work against Devon Larratt? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Keep in mind that Devon Larratt was able to turn on the left arm people like Oleg Jok into the hook. In that controversial UAL match, he was able to get him into the hook, and I think Oleg Jok was back then more of a top roller than Ermes Gasparini is now, and Devon Larratt is more of himself than he was back then. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, the answer to this question, short and sharp, if Devon Larratt and Ermes Gasparini were to face, I think right now 90% of people, surely 90% of people think that Devon Larratt wins. Yeah, had Alex Gadecki have wiped the floor with Dave Chaffee, we'd be talking about a different conversation. But when we try to draw parallels from what's going on and all that sort of things, you have to conclude that Devon Larratt wins. So Ermes Gasparini will be, he'll be frustrated. He'll be seething underneath. He had so much momentum, so much build-up. He'll be wanting the match with Devon, nevertheless, but he might have to wait some time. He might have to do some climbing because depending on the outcome of King of the Table 4, where, of course, Devon Larratt will face Levan Saginashvili, heaven forbid Devon win that one, then it will be a long time before Ermes gets the match. But ladies and gentlemen, that will be something that Ermes will be sweating on. Ermes obviously now has some climbing to do. Ermes is going to want to crack at Dave Chaffee himself, who ranks above him clearly. Who else does Ermes have a crack at? He just wants to crack at Devon. He thinks stylistically Devon's the man. But right now there are a number of steps between him. And a lot of people do ask the question, Ermes himself asked the question, who has Devon beaten to make him deserved of that number 3 position? And for me, if I'm answering that question, I say he's beaten Dave Chaffee, he's beaten Michael Todd, he's beaten Todd Hutchins, he's beaten Jerry Carteret. Those are the 4 names that I would spit out in recent victories for the right arm for Devon Larratt that justify him as the rank he is. Ermes Gasparini, if we ask the same question, who is he beaten to justify his ranks? Well, he's beaten Matt Mask. He's beaten Gennady Kvikvinia. That's the biggest claims that Ermes has. Ermes has lost to Alex Gadecki. And he's just beaten, that was Wagner, but that was the wrong hand. So anyway, you see where I'm getting at. Ermes Gasparini, still a few rungs down below Devon Larratt, in my opinion. If they were to face today, I think Devon would crush him. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And yeah, we'll keep this conversation going.